Hello there, and welcome to the fish tank barn. Spring is one of my favorite times of year. After a long winter, the temperatures rise, and things seem to come back to life in the barn. One of my favorite parts of spring is the large number of fry that are born in the barn during this time. So let's go ahead and take a look at all the new fry that have been born into the fish room in the past few weeks. One of my favorite goodeid species are the Zyopherus multipunctata from Tangaquaro. I've really enjoyed the yellow coloration and black markings on the males. They're an absolutely stunning fish. Unfortunately, in the past, I've not had a lot of luck breeding these fish, but thankfully, my luck has changed this spring. As you can see, there's an extremely large population of fry swimming amongst all the crypts, which is something that I'm pretty excited about. I actually found all of these fry during a live stream right before I went on vacation to Florida, which was a pretty nice surprise. I'm really looking forward to seeing these fish grow out, and hopefully we can get some more nice looking males. Another tank that's seen quite a few fry is this 40-gallon breeder. I've recently made some changes to this tank. I harvested a lot of the guppy grass and took it to our local club auction, and also moved my stand chewable guppies into this tank to hopefully increase fry production. Since I have moved them over, I have seen some more smaller fry into the mix. These guppies were in a 15-gallon tank before and were always good at producing fry. This tank has also been a great shrimp producing tank, and that has continued. One of the nice surprises in this tank, though, has been the pleco fry. About a month ago, I had found some pleco eggs that had been kicked out of a cave, and I was able to put those eggs in an egg tumbler and hatch out a few babies. I'm currently raising those babies in a 5-gallon tank, and they have put on some size and are doing well. Moving back to the 40 breeder, I've also found some smaller pleco fry in the tank, so it seems that pleco breeding is in full swing. While it wasn't the original intent of this tank has kind of turned into a breeding for profit tank. I'm really looking forward to seeing some more guppy fry, and I'm curious how the pleco breeding will turn out as well. One of my proudest things that I've accomplished this year was spawning my Goodads from Laspinos earlier this winter. This tank is far from the prettiest tank that I have, but it's been pretty effective at producing fry. I've not seen any additional fry, but the current fry are doing well. If you didn't know how I got these fish, I got these fish through the ALA species maintenance program, and I was really happy to be able to spawn them. Hopefully sometime in the future, I can get some more fry, and maybe at some point, pass these fish along to some other fish keepers. I want to move to another goodeid species, and that's the Partalis from Bulgaria. These fish are extremely endangered in the wild, with their natural habitat being turned into a swimming area in the 1970s. While most people have the more common location from Presa di San Juanico, this location is pretty hard to find. This is arguably the easiest goodeid species to breed, and if you look closely, you can see some of the newer babies in the tank. I've had these fish in a 29-gallon tank for about a year now, and I'm pretty happy with how this colony has grown. I think with a few more drops of fry and a little bit of time, I'll be in the position to get some more of these fish out to some of my fellow fish keepers. I do want to give you an update on the pair of Zyopherus Heleride that I picked up at the Swama Swap back in March. They have definitely settled in nicely to their 40 breeder, and you can see about 4 fry or so. This is definitely a nice start since these fish have only been in the tank for a couple of months. I really do enjoy the male of this pair, and he is quite robust with a very nice tail. I do need to get rid of some of the hair algae in this tank and restart the plants a little bit in here to provide some fry cover. But I am really looking forward to seeing this colony grow, and hopefully we can grow out some more nice robust fish. I have spoken a fair amount about these next fish in my live streams, but not in the main videos. I've always had a small colony of Trout Goodads, but recently I was able to significantly increase the size of the colony. Unfortunately, we had an older club member that had to take down his fish room due to health concerns. As part of that effort, I purchased a large number of Trout Goodads to add to my colony. I moved both his fish and my fish to this 75-gallon tank to give the new combined colony an opportunity to grow. As you can see along with the adults, there are now plenty of fry in the colony. Some came along with the fish that I purchased, but I am pretty certain that some have been dropped this spring as well. I'm really excited to have more of these fish, and I'm really looking forward to growing this colony some more and getting some more of these fish out to some fellow fish keepers. This group of Antinobius toweri from Ala Dewey Spring has been an unstoppable breeding force since coming into the fish room last year. This colony has just continued to keep on breeding without stopping. The only plants that I have in this 40-gallon breeder is hornwort, which provides great cover for the fry. These fish also like to jump, so the hornwort provides plenty of cover on top to prevent that from happening. This has been one of my most prolific breeding additions to the fish room, and one that I've already been selling at our local auctions. These 4-spot Merry Widows have been a fish that I've had an up and down history since I've had them. I got a small group about a year ago, they produced some fry, and then after a few months I moved their tank, which caused their numbers to decrease. I then bought a couple more from Dan's Fish a few months ago, and now their numbers are on the rise again. You're going to have to look closely through the guppy grass, but you can see some small fry swimming around the tank. I've been able to count about 4 or 5 fry or so. Since they are so small, I do feed this fish regularly with the Magic Small Fish Feed from the Aquarium Co-op. Needless to say, I'm pretty happy to see their numbers on the rise again. It seems that one of the most prolific fish in the fish barn during the springtime are my endlers. Over the past couple of years, these volcano endlers have really dropped a ton of fry in the spring. I've always enjoyed the red coloration on the males, which I think is absolutely stunning. For whatever reason, the temperature increase in the springtime just seems to really push these fish to drop fry. A couple of my other endler species have dropped fry as well. My stack endlers, which are also quite stunning, have dropped some fry this spring as well. I've also seen some new fry from my black bar endlers, which I'm pretty happy about. I've had the black bar endlers since 2020, and the colony was starting to dwindle a little bit due to age. So I'm really happy to see some more fry from these fish to keep this colony going. I've always enjoyed a nice endler, and I'm happy to see all my endler groups producing fry. I do want to show you another swordtail species as well. I originally purchased these orange swordtails with white bellies at the Southwest Michigan Aquarium Society auction last fall. I was originally not going to keep these fish, but they've grown on me since I've had them and have continued to drop fry. Depending on the numbers of the other fish I put outside, I might put these fish outside in summer tubs to see how many fry I can produce. I hope that you enjoyed taking a look at some of the new fry that I have out here in the fish barn. This spring season has seen some fry that I'm really excited about, like my Skiffia multipunctata and my Crocodon audax from Laspinos. Hopefully this fry production will continue, especially with my endangered goodeid species. At the end here, I'll go ahead and put a link to a video from my last fish room tour. And as always, thank you for watching, stay safe, stay fishy, and I'll catch you on the next video.